On this video, we're making some classic homemade meatloaf. So let's get going. All right, first step for this meatloaf, and again, this is just, this is sort of techniques that I get picked up from like all across the web and stuff. The vegetable idea I actually got from foodwishes.com, Chef John. I liked it, I've always used it. It's always stuck with me. Seasonings, I kind of adjust the way I like it. So first things first, let's get our vegetables ready. So we're gonna start out with some button mushrooms. And again, you can do this in a food processor. That's how I've seen it done, but I just like doing it by hand. That's sort of rustic. Just gonna give this a nice chop. Got some garlic, got 3 cloves of garlic here. It's actually 3, 1 broke. Again, just get a nice mince on that. Got some celery. Got 1 whole carrot. Red bell pepper. Again, you can use a green bell pepper, yellow, orange, whatever you want. I like the red because they're nice and sweet. And I like taking these ribs off because they are bitter. Last but not least, we got 1 onion. All right, we got our vegetables all cut up, ready to go, and slight correction, I only used half an onion. I didn't use the whole onion, so just half an onion on that. So next step, we got our little stovetop out, and we are going to cook up some bacon. So got some butter. This is all right. Got 2 slices of chopped bacon. All right, our bacon's pretty well cooked. Go ahead and add our vegetables to this. And what we're doing here is we're just cooking off the rawness. We're not really adding any color. Just want to get it cooked down just a little bit. So. All right, so we got some translutions going on with our vegetables. We'll let this go a few more minutes, and then we're gonna let this completely cool down to room temperature, and we'll be ready for the next step. All right, we're ready for the next step. Vegetables are cooled down. What I got here is some croutons, and these are Italian croutons, and you can use whatever you want. If you just have some bread, go ahead and just break up some bread. You need about 2 cups unpacked. So don't press it down, just 2 cups. I like using croutons because, especially the flavored croutons, you got the garlics, this is an Italian herb one, so it's got some flavor to it already. So all I did is just pulse this through a food processor. You can put it in a Ziploc bag, crush it all up, but this is how I did it. And it's very roughly done. There's still some big pieces in there. So what I'm gonna do is actually switch bowls. And I'm gonna go ahead and add it to our vegetables. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk. And just use my hands, to get that mixed in. Add a little Worcestershire sauce, Worcester sauce, however you want to say it. And again, just going with that Italian seasoning flavor. I'm gonna add just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon of some Italian seasoning. You can use rosemary, whatever you want. Doesn't, just barbecue seasoning would be good too. Plenty of cracked black pepper. And a little bit of salt. To this, I'm gonna add some ground chuck. And this is just store-bought ground chuck. If you wanna grind your own meat, go right ahead. I was actually gonna grind my meat, but I just didn't have the time to do it today. So this is something that's supposed to be just nice and easy to put together. I'll go ahead and get this. I feel like I'm missing something. One thing I forgot was an egg. Thanks, Lex. Get that in there. All right, so what I have here is a meatloaf pan or a bread pan that I just lined with some thick cut bacon. And we're gonna go ahead and take our meatloaf mixture, get that pushed in there, nice and packed. And it actually all fits in there. Nice. All right, just gonna fold these pieces over. Get a baking sheet lined with some, what is that called? Aluminum foil? And we're just gonna flip this on and hopefully nice and purty. All right. Again, we're keeping this nice and simple. We're gonna be using the pellet grill, the Rectech. Got it at 275 with some, I believe there's like a competition mix pellet in there, which is hickory, cherry, pecan, just a blend of different woods in there. You can totally do this in your oven. You don't have to slow cook it either. 350, 375. We're looking for an internal temp of 155. So let's get this on. So our meatloaf's been on the Rectech for about an hour and a half. It's about 150 degrees right now. I got about 5 more degrees to go. So let's whip up a nice little glaze. And you can use barbecue sauce, you can use whatever you want to do this, or just plain old ketchup. That's what my mom used to do. But we're gonna do some ketchup, and this is a half a cup of ketchup, half a cup of brown sugar, and about a couple teaspoons of chili powder. And that's it. Get that broken down. All right, let's go paint our loaf. We're just gonna keep coating this about every 15-20 minutes until we get to our desired temp of 155, 160, anywhere between there. All right, we're all done. Total cook time was about 2 hours. No fuss, threw it on the pellet smoker, let it cruise. 150 degrees, I started coating it with that sweet ketchup chili glaze, if you wanna call it. Nice and easy. And this smells incredible. Let's go ahead and slice into this. Let's turn it this way. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, nice and juicy. Let's go ahead and take a bite of this. Got to get some of that bacon. Oh man, I wish you guys could smell this. That's just good old-fashioned meatloaf. You cannot beat this, especially when it's cold outside. That glaze adds a nice sweetness to it. Beef is cooked perfectly, nice and moist. That bacon adds a little, it does add some smokiness to it, but this is incredible. Well guys, this is nice and simple. You don't have to do this on the grill. You can definitely do this in your oven. No worries, it'll come out just as good. Perfect dinner for the family. Remember guys, hit that thumbs up. I'll see you on the next run. Thanks for watching.